smart. Load now!
Di abot ang data!
Defeat.
Don't worry! The Only with Smart Power All 99. Hindi bitin with 10 gig data to power your games plus only Facebook or only TikTok. Load now!
Kick. Kick app. Choose your number. Activate the eSIM and own the country. Mobile. Stay first in line for network priority. Kick Mobile. Download now.
Isang ibang bansa ngayon, ikaw ngayon, boss, across the country, pagiging system namin yan. That check country. So na gusto masaya ka bonding sa inyong tagumpay.
Namin. Talaga sari-sari store at negosyo namin. Sa sari-sari, same building, on the sabi ni Mama. Dress shop, hindi pa to sports. Repair lang kami ng mga damit. From there, client na gawa ng yung makina niya, kaya naman gawin yung shirt, doon na nag-start yung paggawa niya ng uniforms. Kung paano yung sinimulan ni Mama, siguro yun pa rin naman yung nararamdaman namin. Pero in a different perspective na. Talagang pag tayo ng TV, when we watch yung different sports, kunyari nanood tayo ng basketball, makikita natin yung PBA. Pag nanood tayo ng volleyball, makikita natin yung LGR. Iba na yung pakiramdam na yung brand is overall, nakikita na lahat.
Hindi aabot ang data!
Don't worry! The Only with Power All 99. Hindi nabitin with 10 gig data only Facebook and now.
Only projects, plan, viable. 55.
Di abot ang data!
Defeat.
GG bro! Don't worry! The Only with Smart 9. In your games, Facebook.
Mobile. Download the Kick app. Your number. Activate the eSIM and own the country's first ever customizable mobile experience. Download now.
Magandang hapon po mga kaliga. We are here at the Adamson University in the heart of Manila in Ermita. My name is Martin Diaz. I am accompanied by Coach Russell.
How's it going, Martin?
How are you doing today, sir?
I'm doing great. I mean, it's a beautiful day out there, and we're in a gym, and there's some AC, and we get to see a good basketball game.
Definitely. So right now is our second game of our doubleheader. We have the Tokai University Seagulls going head to head against the home team here, the Adamson Soaring Falcons.
I think that when we look at this matchup, it'll be a revelation to everybody who's watching, having a chance to talk to, the coach for Adamson. This is their first time they've had a tune-up this season in their build-up to leading into, UAP later in the year. So, they're as anxious as anybody to see what their team brings to the table, and Tokai from Japan is just it's quite a fortunate thing for them to be able to be here and train and then play against some of our best teams.
Most definitely. So let's take a look here at the Adamson Soaring Falcons team lineup. So obviously, some key players to watch out for. They still have their FSA Ojerikre at the helm. Obviously, they also have the Matty Arelons, the Kenji Cañetes, as well as Matthew Montabon, who are really leading the way here for the Soaring Falcons.
They've lost some key players from last year, namely Manzano. But I think they still have a very strong core. They have wings that can put the ball on the floor. They have guards that can shoot from the perimeter. It's just a matter now of putting all the pieces together and having them play against good competition.
Most definitely. Obviously, a big loss there in Cedric Manzano. But let's take a look here now at the Tokai University team lineup. So obviously for them, some names that we might not be so familiar with, but players to watch out for here. I am seeing some larger players here. Number 25 there at the helm. And we're gonna be curious to see. We're gonna find out as well who their main players are gonna be. This is also my personal first time seeing them in action.
Me as well, and we'll be learning as along with the audience.
Yes, as the game goes
and everybody
on, right?
else here in the gym in terms of what Tokai brings to the table.
Yes, most definitely. So we're getting ready to get geared up here for this second game of today's doubleheader. But then let's take a swing here and pass it on to our courtside reporter Leanne for a quick report.
Mga kaligaw, welcome aboard to the Battle of the Birds Pinoyliga Global Invitationals edition for the Tokai University Seagulls. Though they only had a little preparation time, you can expect classic Japanese basketball. So that's lots of high IQ plays, and great defensive plays and great shooting. On the flip side, the Adamson University Falcons looks to just continue committing to the system that they've long been running, especially that their season 88 core is returning to the Falcons nest. Now back to the panel.
Thank you for that report, Leon. And as you mentioned, the main core of Adamson is still intact. Coach Nash has been at the helm for quite some time now, so it's really more about just refining that system. What are some keys to the game here for the Adamson side for you, Coach?
Well, I feel like, for them, being able to get into a offensively early, that's going to be big, considering that they do have their core intact and most of them are guards or perimeter players. That should help, but they're learning about themselves in the middle of this game. So I think as long as they're competing at a relatively high level and they're able to take advantage of the inside presence they have, rebound and get out and run, I think they'll be in good shape.
All right, so before we pass it off to the venue announcer, I do have to ask you, who are your predictions for this game? Who do you think is going to take it?
Oh, you know what? I'll tell you what. I was down on the floor just observing warm-ups, and I looked at the Tokai bench, and you'll see that all the backpacks are lined up. I mean, it's immaculate down there.
Yep.
And so I think to myself, these guys are organized, ready to play. They probably have been in the middle of trying to get tune-up games and getting themselves ready. So I feel like they might have a slight edge in terms of readiness for this game.
All right, so with that being said, I'm going to have to go with the Adamson Soaring Falcons then on my end. With that being said, let me pass it off to the venue announcer to call out the start of the game.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, mga kaliga, and welcome to Adamson University Gymnasium. This is the much-awaited Pinoyliga Global Invitational Cup 2026, presented by the Shawarma Shack. With our main game, it's Tokai University Seagulls visiting your Adamson University. Live on our official YouTube channel, Pinoy Liga Cup, and PusuP.com. Let's meet the players first for the Adamson Soaring Falcons. Number 2, CJ Umali. Number 3, Machu Montibon. Number 4, John Ray Abayon. Number 5, Jonah Precious. Number 6, Noah Pacquiao. Number 9, Alan Perez. Number 11, Joshua Barcelona. Number 14, Gabriel Ubusan. Number 15, Ray Allen Torres. Number 16, Gabe De Jesus. Number 18, Matthew Irolon. Number 19, Joaquin J. Malin. Number 20, Eman Anabo. Number 22, Lance Mangaron. Number 23, Mutiaga Ojarikre. Number 24, Mahathir Heading. Number 25, Kenji Kanyete. Number 26, Sajir Hazajili. Number 27, AJ Fransman. Number 31, Phoebe Axel Manson. 33, Jaire Tumaning. 34, Neo Di Guzman. 41, Vince Suico. And number 77, Siljian Sikat. The Adamson Soaring Falcons. And now the lineups for the visiting Tokai University Seagulls. Number 1, Hiroto Watanabe. Number 2, Rui Todoroki. Number 4, Chidima Nakagawa. Number 7, Kaiji Asahi. Number 9, Haru Igawa. Number 10, Kiru Udi. Number 12, Shori Togeri. Number 13, Shinobu Miyazaki. Number 17, Soto Yokoyama. Number 20, Tatsuro Kambe. Number 21, Ryosuke Yamagishi. Number 22, Kyoei Ota. Number 24, Takuro Osaki. Number 25, Mbe Mostafa. Number 31, Akito Morino. Number 60, Yusaro. And number 77, Shunya Naoi. The Tokai University Seagulls. May I request the both teams to meet at center court for the sportsmanship handshake and exchange of tokens. A big hand for Adamson and Seagulls. Ladies, both teams please stay in at center court for the photo op. Once again, both teams at center court for the photo op. And now let's meet the starters for both teams. First, for the Adamson Soaring Falcons. Power forward number 5, Jonah Precious. Coming in at center number 9, Alan Perez. Also at forward number 14, Gab Ubusan. At guard number 15, Ray Allen Torres. And also at guard number 18, Matty Irolon. Head coach for the Soaring Falcons is Nash Rasela. And now the starting fives for the Tokai University Seagulls. Power forward number 4, Chidiba Nakagawa. Coming in at point guard number 10, Kiro Uni. Small forward number 22, Kue Ota. Coming in at center number 25, Mbe Mostafa. And also at guard number 77, Shunya Naoi. Head coach for the Tokai University Seagulls is Takayuki Irino. Coordinator is Mr. Jerry Fernando.
And we are live here for our second matchup of our doubleheader. Take a look here at the starting five. For the Soaring Falcons, we have Matty Erlon, Ray Torres, Alan Perez, Jonah Precious, and Gabriel Ubusan. And on the other side for the Tokai University Seagulls, we have Keiro Oni, Shunya Naoi, Mbaye Mustafa, Chidima Nakagawa, and Hyoi Ota. So the Battle of the Birds, Coach.
Battle of the Birds. Let's see who flies high today.
So here we go. Tokai University controlling the tip. At point guard, manning the helm is number 10, Keiro Oni. Comes now, he kicks it back out. It's a no good. For number 4, Nakagawa. Offensive rebound here.
Gotta love the ball movement.
Yeah, you just love it. It's just, it doesn't even take a second for them to move on to their next decision.
No.
Here comes Mustafa. Now kicking back out. The cutting is absolutely beautiful. And an end one opportunity from number 77, Shunya Naoi, with a beautiful pass there from Nakagawa.
Solid basketball. I think, we're already seeing Tokai establishing themselves in the offensive rebounding department. 3 possessions, 3 shots, and they got a guy cutting the basket for and one.
And can't convert on the 3-point play there. Here comes Adamson. Matt Erelon setting things up for Adamson. Obviously one of the main players here for the Soaring Falcons.
And Erelon, he is he's a bucket that's waiting to happen. So you really have to be aware where he is on the floor.
See there, a little bit of an ill-advised shot there from Jonah Precious, one of the new FSAs of Adamson. So I'm curious to see how he's going to be. His first shot was a 3-point shot. So,
but interestingly enough, when you look at how the UAP is moving towards having different types of FSAs on the floor, you're going to see something like that. Right?
Exactly. With that being said, let me turn it over to Leanne for a quick report.
Mga Kaliga, being in a global invitational competition like this, the Tokai University Seagulls are expected to adjust to many factors, and one of that is adjusting to the Filipino brand of basketball. The Seagulls look to make this first game a good gauge of what they should work on, make themselves familiar to the physicality that our collegiate teams play, and put themselves in good position to get as much victories in this stint. Martin and Coach Russell?
Thank you for that insightful report, Leanne, and that's a great point. The physicality is definitely, I think, the different factor here for most of the teams that are visiting out of the country. We play very physical out here.
It's a different level of physicality. I think you look at most teams in Asia, they're really predicated on speed, ball movement, player movement. The game here in the Philippines is a little bit more based off of screening and isolation.
Yeah.
So, you really have to get used to that. You have to be able to fight through screens, not melt into screens, and be able to stay on the ball and not get caught up in all that action.
100%. And I think that's the beauty of having tournaments where we get to go against international competition. It's because both teams get to learn from each other. Obviously, I feel like the Philippines, we have patterned a little bit more on the Western type of play. And to be able to get a chance to play against a team that's more ball movement centered will definitely have a little bit of a rub off.
Oh, for sure. It's like cultural exchange on the basketball floor. So
Exactly.
And just like those backpacks lined up on the on the sideline,
100%.
you're really seeing the character of both teams. Even in these first 3 minutes.
Exactly. We see a beautiful ball handling display there from Naoy. But Nakagawa just couldn't get that to fall. But again, that offensive rebounding from Naoy. Naoy with a silent 4 points now for Tokai University. Here comes Precious showing the ball handling. Gets pressured. Gives it up. Here's number 14 from Addison. Can't get it to fall. That was Gabriel Obusan. Here comes number 10. Push and pace. Draws the foul. Oh, it's going to be an offensive foul there on number 10.
A little grabbing of the jersey.
Yes.
Trying to get an unfair advantage, Unfortunately, they did it right in front of the ref. So, I mean, can't really fault the ref for having to call the foul.
Exactly. Good call there by the referee. That was Kei Rooni with the turnover. Here comes Matt Erelon playing a little bit of the one here for the Soaring Falcons. Matthew Montabon isn't also available for the Soaring Falcons. I see him in street clothes for the day.
Yeah, maybe he had a load this week with regards to working out and getting ready for the season. So sometimes a day off is required in order to get your
100%.
body ready.
Obviously, the main core here, especially with the guards and the wings of Adamson still intact. Obviously, they have Ojerikre. So we're expecting a pretty big season here from Matthew Montabon and Matthew Aralon. Hopefully, they can provide.
Well, they've played together for a couple of years already. So yeah, probably this is the year where all that preparation and chemistry pays off.
100%. Here is Alan Perez with a short stab there, introducing himself. It's now 4-2 with 6 minutes left. A little bit of a slower scoring start here as we see a 3 there from Kiyoe Ota.
Well, it was a late closeout. They ran a cut from the wing and lift up from the corner, and defense has got to be aware to contest that shot.
As you mentioned, it's interesting to see the contrast in styles here. We haven't seen a pick and roll yet from Tokai University, and I've been seeing a little bit of a trend here in basketball. We're walking away from the pick and roll. It's going more into double drive, 5-out type of offense.
I think it really can be a challenge for the offense because when you're running a pick and roll, one, you're waiting for the screener to sprint to the area where you want the screen to happen, and then you're really bringing two defenders together on the ball, and that's for me, as a coach, that's always a question mark. Do I really want to bring two defenders to the ball where they can either switch it or hedge hard or trap it or blitz it? So right now you're looking at a lot of offenses that are spreading the floor, cutting guys through, making the defense have to chase. And the great thing about that, I think, is that you can get the offense started as soon as you cross half court.
Exactly.
You're not having to wait.
So the game is evolving right in front of our eyes as we see Jonah Precious knock down his 1 out of 2 free throws there. Now here comes Tokai on the counter attack. Comes number 2, Rui Todoroki in for the first time. They actually did a change 5, so we got some new players in for the Seagulls. Oh, what a shot there from Rui Todoroki. Way to introduce himself. I actually thought he might have landed before he even got the shot up.
You got to love the English on that shot. That thing spun right into the basket off the backboard.
So how does Adamson respond? It's now 9-3 with 5 minutes left in favor of the Seagulls. And for the first time as well is number 24. Edding loses the ball there. Here comes Tokai in a counterattack. Oh, what a beautiful pass. Loses the ball there. And for 3, no good there from number 12.
Took a while for the defense to recognize where the ball was going. And again, another late closeout. Eventually those shots are going to start going down.
You see, though, how fast they transition from defense to offense.
Yeah.
Tokai University. So here comes Jonah Precious trying to force things in a little bit. And just going on a fishing expedition and drawing the foul.
He's lucky that the refs like him today on that. That's probably one thing that Filipino players and teams can learn from, teams overseas is, yes, teams from overseas will try to create contact in the post, but if they are not seeing a great shot, they usually kick the ball out, or you're having cutting action off the post, off the big. So while fishing for for a foul is a strategy, at the next at the excuse me, the international level, that's always tough against bigger, more disciplined defenders.
100% there. I totally agree. We were just talking about this in the previous game where, just a challenge to the FSAs to not just be, I guess, a bully ball type of player, but also a decision maker because the gravity towards those players is so high. As we see here, Jonah having himself a little bit of a ball game here. Grabbed a couple of rebounds, showing that he can be versatile with the ball. Going coast to coast here. Doing his best Giannis impersonation. A little frustrated with himself there.
When you look at the first game, UST and JRU, I think it's still a work in progress for teams with FSAs to really learn how to play with an FSA, especially if they're big, right? How well do they get angles in the post? If you're not getting the ball in the interior on the first pass, can you get it in the high-low? Those kinds of things. And you can see UST, even with Collins having been there for a year, they're still learning how to do it.
100%.
Whereas you have Jonah here, Precious, he's on the perimeter, which is a different setup, but they're actively looking to find him and get him in a rhythm. So there's definitely a secret sauce to having a player like that on your team.
100%. I mean, you see the contrast in styles. I think, as you mentioned before, having two FSAs on the team now, you see that they'll have one who's just more of your traditional big, and then you'll have another FSA who, as the likes of like a Peter Osang, who can come downhill, maybe play more in transition. And I think Jonah is kind of in the in-between of that.
Yes. I mean, he wants to put the ball on the floor. He wants to play in the perimeter, but definitely, he's probably limited right now, maybe to 2 or 3 dribbles at the most. Asking him to create more than that, will be a tough proposition.
Here in for the first time, and the sweet stroke there from Yu Sato. And you can see, I was watching the layup lines of Tokai University. All of them can shoot.
I mean, that is a staple of teams in Asia. These guys take pride in their ability to shoot the ball, to be shot ready. It's tough. You really have to look at Adamson's ability now to be able to run these guys off the line and make them drivers as opposed to shooters.
Exactly, I completely agree with that. They're running more of a dribble drive type of offense on the Seagull side, and this is a challenge. This is a challenge for the rotations of the defensive coverage of Adamson. And again, this is more of a blessing for them to be able to go against international competition. And right now they're down by 8, so let's see if they can close the gap with 3 minutes left in the first quarter.
Well, it looks like they've made some substitutions, and you have Franzen in the game now, one of their vets. Ojirika is in the game, so this is probably their opportunity now to try to steal away some of that momentum and get the Falcons back on track.
Exactly. I would like to see a little bit more physicality from them. As you mentioned, that's our advantage in terms of, especially defensively. Maybe a little bit more pressure here. You see, the ball movement is just so quick. As we see a beautiful shot there from Hiroto Watanabe.
And it's tough. I mean, they're catching the ball defensively after the catch, so they're at a disadvantage. I mean, if you're there on the catch, the defense can at least contain the ball, but that's not the case with Adamson at this point.
Oh, might have been a backcourt there. Here comes again. Look at how fast that ball is swinging. Just can't get it to fall. But another offensive rebound.
Yeah, I mean, it's you can't keep on giving a good team looks at the basket. They're going to start, capitalizing on that advantage.
There's going to be a foul there from Sajili, Zahir Sajili, who's in for the first time. And I think there is a little bit, as much as there's an adjustment process for Tokai in the physicality, it seems like there's a little bit of an adjustment process for Adamson and how fast that they're rotating the ball.
Yeah, I think what's happening too is just the changing of ends from defense to offense. The transitions, very quick. They're not afraid of passing the ball ahead and trying to catch an advantage on the numbers. So Adamson will have to adjust.
So here comes Tokai, number 17, going in. Just can't get it to fall. Here comes number 32 for Adamson. 22, correction. It's no good from AJ Franzman. And look, again, that transition as they fill the lane. Just beautiful transition offense. And he gets fouled. That's going to be number 12, Shori Togaeri.
What was that? Maybe 2 seconds up the floor, and they're ready. They already have a shot attempt. That's that is intentional. They are looking to push at any opportunity, and for them, I think also it helps them with their offensive rebounds.
100%. I mean, I think the best team right now in the UAP in transitioning from defense to offense is UP.
Yes.
And they do Coach Golden does an amazing job of just emphasizing those runouts. But this is where the game is evolving. Even in the NBA, you see teams like the Miami Heat who are doing a variation of the Phoenix Suns 7-second offense, but they're not running any pick and rolls. They're running closeouts. They're working it in, and that's where the game is evolving. And you see a little bit as well trickling down and slowly into the Philippine market.
Yeah. One of the things that when I talk to coaches, I tell them your job as a coach is to try to make the other team adjust, right? You're trying to either play a style or take advantage of the strengths you have, and then hoping that your strategy is going to make the other team adjust to you. And then when they adjust to that, then you have another counter. I think we tend to, at least here, there's not as much adjustment. And that's the beauty, like you said, of having teams from overseas come from abroad to come and play here. It allows guys in the stands, coaches watching watching online, the ability to understand that there is a difference in play, and there's a reason why things are working on one end and things are struggling on the other.
I completely agree.
Yeah.
And again, that's why the platform like this for the Pinoyliga Cup is great. As you see AJ Franzman here, who looks like he got a little bit bigger from last season, knocks 1 out of 2. Again, to just have this platform to go against international competition. So a big shout out to the Pinoyliga Cup and the Global Invitational. So the score is now 9-16. Adamson in a little bit of a mini run with 1 minute and 30 seconds left in the first quarter. Here comes Tokai, bring it down. They give it up to number 12.
They're doing a good job of just staying poised. It doesn't look like any of the Adamson pressure is affecting them in terms of being able to move the ball.
Exactly. They've been doing a great job of just executing their plays here. Now here comes Adamson looking to counter. AJ Franzman gives it up to Ojarikre. Ojarikre looking for a teammate. Gives the back door, but that was a little too tight.
Now that's an advantage that can start to build some momentum for them. If they're able to get the ball into the middle of the floor, especially with the tall player who can see over the defense and make plays, that's where you can possibly have an advantage.
I agree. And actually, it seems like we have, some size. You could flip that even guard, big to guard, high-low, take advantage of the physicality. So here comes a baseline inbound here. Matty Araloan looking for a teammate. A little bit of a miscommunication there. Here comes the counter attack by Tokai. Tokai gives it up, slows it down, and now they're back to setting up. So here comes number 60. Yusato with a spin. Just can't get it to fall. Now here comes Adamson. I'd want to see them push pace a little bit more. Here comes AJ Franzman.
Probably settled for a shot that he could probably got into the basket with maybe one dribble more and maybe even draw a foul. Right now, this looks like Adamson's settling a lot.
Exactly.
They're settling. They're letting the defense dictate the pace and the shots that they're taking. They're going to have to probably find a way to to force the ball to areas of the floor where they can, likely score.
That's a great point, Coach. I think if they go in this chess match where it's just half court set after half court set, I don't know if they're going to win that ball game. But if they can speed things up, get a couple stops and run out in transition, they might get into a better bit of flow.
Yeah, right now it looks like there's just no rhythm yet.
Yeah.
And, like Coach Nash said, this is their first tune-up game, and they're, they do have new players that they're trying to integrate into the rotation. So probably the growing pains.
Yes, definitely. As we see there, AJ Fransman getting his own rebound, putting it back. As we see here, check out this replay. Drives in strong, draws the foul for the quick up and under. AJ Fransman as well from the Enderun College program.
Yes.
Where we were both from, actually.
Very, very true. And, I'm so happy to see AJ, be able to take advantage of this opportunity. Ever since he stepped onto this campus, he's really dedicated himself to becoming a well-rounded player, to be a guy that can be counted on in the rotation. And I'm happy and proud of him. And he's proven himself to be a go-to, a reliable player, and that's what any coach wants: is a guy that he can count on to get into the rotation, get on the floor, and make things happen.
100%. And it's a testament to him. He's a hardworking kid, very respectful as well, and nice. So, you wish the best for him, and hopefully he can assume a bit of a bigger role here for Adamson, establish himself even more as he continues to progress as a Soaring Falcon. So here we are. We got 5 seconds left on the game clock. Here comes Adamson. Let's see what they're going to do here. Drive into the basket, a little bit of a step back. That's going to be no good. Current score is 16-8 in favor of the Tokai University Seagulls. We're going to be right back after this commercial break.
Hindi aabot ang data.
Worry, the only with Smart Power All 99. Hindi nabitin with 10 gig data plus only Facebook or TikTok and more. Book now.
Only projects, plans, play, games. With Smart, only 5G valid for 3 days. Tuloy, tuloy, tuloy. Simply reliable. For only 85 pesos. With Smart, load now.
And we are back here live from the Adamson University for the second matchup of our doubleheader. It's the Tokai University Seagulls against the Adamson Soaring Falcons. My name is Martin Diaz, accompanied here by Coach Russell Raipon. It's a beautiful day for basketball. How are you feeling, Coach?
I'm feeling great. When I first started coming to the Philippines and learning about the game here, sitting in a gym like this, I wouldn't expect it to be AC, right? There's AC, it's cool, you're comfortable. Things have moved forward quite a 100%. bit in 25, 30 years. So, anytime there's an opportunity to watch basketball and talk about it, it's a good day.
I agree 100%. It's a blessing to be here with the AC. The air is cold, but the intensity is heating up here in the Adamson University campus, which is a beautiful campus as well, actually.
It's one of the stalwarts of the university system here in the Philippines. So there's a lot of history along these streets here on Taft, and so it's great to be here and bring Pinoyliga here to this arena, this gym, so we can bring the game to the fans here, the students.
Of course, and a big shout out as well to possibly all the viewers from Japan who are tuning in to support the Tokai University. As you see here, no good from Perez. Precious Jonah puts it back, and Jonah having himself a little bit of a ball game here.
Yeah, I think he's getting into a rhythm, and now it'll be the job of Adamson to sort of feed that a little bit. Not really giving the ball directly off of one pass, but maybe get him moving, get him on a long closeout. That way he can start to attack the basket, get more shots and fouls.
I do see the potential with Jonah. I mean, you could see early on as he gets another bucket here, a little 4-point swing for Jonah. You can see the energy. He wants it. He wants to be aggressive. His shot, the flow of his shot is nice. It does need a couple of reps behind it, but I have no complaints to the form. So he does have potential here to be a provider for the Soaring Falcons.
Oh, for sure. And you look at the game, and in addition to being able to control the pace and control how the game operates, you always want to be able to throw in pace changers. And Jonik is probably a guy that fits that description, a guy that comes in and can get you out in transition, is athletic, can maybe get a block or two, put the ball on the floor at half court, get to the basket in 3 dribbles, and rise up and score. So you need guys like that on the floor, and luckily Coach Nash is fortunate enough to have a guy like that.
100%. We see a counter 3 there from Shunya Naoy, the second 3 of the ball game. Here comes Jonah giving it back to number 14 of Adamson. Here comes Perez giving it up to Ray Allen Torres, signature of the house. Still no good. Here comes Tokai, slowing things down a little bit. Getting a drag screen. Oh, but you see.
He got him twisted.
The ball handling display there. Here's a 3 from number 77. That's no good. It's going to stay Tokai ball.
You notice that possession, Martin. There was only one guy going after the defensive rebound, and that was Jonah. Everyone else was standing. That probably needs to be something that's rectified at halftime. They need to get more possessions because they're behind. So they need to be first to the ball.
I agree. They've struggled a little bit controlling the defensive board. I feel like the Seagulls have really been dominant, especially on the offensive end, with controlling the basket. So again, just finding that body and being able to box out ahead of time. Oh, a circus shot there from K. Rouni.
You gotta love the series of hezzies. Got the defender confused.
He's got the ball on the string.
Yep.
Here comes Matty Erlon to AJ Fransman. He's worked on it. Still no good though. Here comes Rouni pushing pace.
It's a 3-on-2, 4-on-2.
No look pass. Beautiful shot there from Chidima Nakagawa. Again, that transition play.
It's you have to be able to get back and have floor balance. Constantly having a team go 3-on-2, 2-on-1 on you. That can be very deflating. Hopefully it's not because of our guy Jonah on the ground that they got distracted. Hopefully he's okay. But yeah, you just it becomes a point of deflation if you're constantly having to play against numbers. You can't win a game or even say competitive. You're always fighting against 3-on-2, 4-on-3, 2-on-1s.
It's amazing to see these international teams because sometimes when you watch teams, you're constantly looking for elite players, who has the best bag, especially in terms of like a Filipino's perspective.
Sure.
But then when you look at a team like Tokai, the things that stand out it's all team aspects.
Yes.
Running out in transition, crashing the boards. So maybe we could learn a thing or two as well from just this style of play.
When you think about little things, there are no little things in the game. Everything, contributes to whether or not you get a lead, you maintain a lead, whether you're able to come back in a game, be able to set screens, box a guy out, be first to the ball. Those are little things that each guy can do to tip the balance.
100% here as we see Adamson still a little cold from 3 here.
I always tell kids, if you're not shooting well from the perimeter, the first thing you need to think about is getting to the basket.
100%.
Get to the basket or get an easy shot.
Exactly, just to create a little bit of rhythm here. Oh, some miscommunication there. But you can see that number 10, K. Rooney, showing the likes of a little bit of white chocolate there.
Yeah, a little bit.
Jason Williams. Here comes Adamson. Let's see if they can get into a little bit of a flow here.
if you notice, Martin, look how far pushed out Adamson is when they start their offense. I mean, they're like 3 steps away from the 3-point line. Right at that point, you're not really a threat to score. They have to start owning the space in the half court and make Tokai's defense really have to address all 5 guys.
Tama, coach. And it comes back to yung point natin at the start of the broadcast, which was, the defensive intensity that we were expecting from Adamson.
Right.
So the fact that Tokai is setting the tone defensively as well, again, we want to expect a little bit more of intensity coming from the Soaring Falcon. But again, it is their first game.
Yeah. We'll give them a pass.
Yeah, we'll give them a pass for today. A kick there from Matty Erlon. It's going to stay Tokai University. It is 23-12, an 11-point lead. And with that being said, we're going to pass it over to Lee for a quick report. Okay, so and we
It
are
will
back.
be the Seagulls who will do early learning.
We are back to the action here. And again, let me pass it over to Leanne for a quick report.
Mga Kaliga, heading into this game, you must have thought that it will be the Seagulls who do early learning. But as of now, it is Adamson who actually had a first-hand experience. Coach Nash Racela told the team that the way Tokai plays is exactly the way they are expecting to see from the Falcons whenever they are asked to play fast. Now, this is Adamson trying to adapt to global basketball. Let's see if the Falcons will learn from that first quarter performance and defend their home court today. Martin and Coach Russell.
Thank you for that report, Leanne. And we've been talking about it the whole day. Obviously, as you can see here, they're moving and they're moving quick. Oh, what a pass! Oh my goodness! What a pass from Rui Todokori to number 12, Shori Togaeri.
Yikes.
The gym has erupted.
You would expect that we would be able to get the crowd going with a play from Adamson, but number 12 and Tokai just a spark of energy with that dunk. You gotta love it.
I believe they called is it going to be a technical foul? A technical foul on that celebration.
Oh, well,
It did
you
get a
can't,
little.
you can't fault him for that. That was a pretty nice play.
But wow, what a play there. And again, it's connected to people will see the highlight, but what they don't see is just the run out. That was their big,
Yes.
who was in line with the guards, and it was just an easy dump off pass for Todoroki to Togaeri.
We tell kids all the time, rim run. As soon as we get the ball off a defensive rebound, get to the basket.
Oh, look at-
If you're doing your job, someone will find you.
And
And Tokai took that to heart.
100%. Now Tokai applying a little bit of a press, full denial on that possession. It's going to stay Adamson ball. I love the intensity and energy that Tokai is bringing to this ball game.
Yeah, it looks like they're in mid-season form, right? I
100%.
mean, regardless of how Adamson's playing, it looks like they are dialed into what they do and the strengths that they have on their team. I mean, for them to be able to really dictate the pace after arriving last night, and that's a hard thing to do. So
100%.
got to give them a lot of credit.
Exactly, and the credit is given. Now, Jonah back in the line. It seems like he's set up shop at the free throw line today.
Well, that's out of the positives that you can get from this first half. Getting him established, and this may be his coming out party, and now maybe he's putting the UAP and everybody else on notice.
And I think this kind of ties into when you lose someone like Cedric Manzano, yes, there is a void to be filled, but at the same time, as you see a foul there by Jonah, there is a void to be filled. But I always like to say, when someone is lost, there is an opportunity to fill that scoring load.
The team, it can't operate forever in a vacuum. So it'll become become important for players that haven't seen a lot of playing time or guys that have been in waiting. This is their opportunity.
For
You know,
sure.
they have this entire February to August to make a case for being in the rotation, and there'll be plenty of opportunities.
Exactly. As you see there, the shawarma shacking play. Again, a replay of that highlight play from Todoroki to Togaeri. Here comes Adamson trying to find momentum. Here comes AJ Franson with the pull-up. Still no good. Again, you'd want him to get an easier shot there. And here comes specialty of the house here for Tokai University, the transition play. Now they decide to slow it down. Here comes Todoroki. Gives it up. A little bit of a short stab here, and it's going to be a foul. 2 shots for number 60, Yu Sato.
If you look at the difference, same area of the floor. Fransman gets it on the short corner, takes a pull-up or takes a mid-range jumper. Same action or different action, but same result. Ball gets in the short corner, and what does the Seagulls do? They pound the ball on the floor and try to draw a foul. Those are the things that you need to do, especially if you feel like you're at a disadvantage. You're the team coming in. You're the visiting team. That's how you generate offense.
For sure. I just feel like the Soaring Falcons have been a little passive when it comes to just trying to attack. I'd like to see them get into the paint a little bit more, and that's really where the dominoes start to fall. If you can get a paint touch, as we see here, there we go. Now we're talking.
You just read the future there, buddy. I mean, yeah, it's exactly what we're talking about, right?
I mean, that's really the evolution, I think, of basketball now. You see kind of the game going back into the mid-range, getting back into paint touches, because with how many shooters there are now on the floor, it creates for more driving lanes. It creates for more opportunities. So you see here now, Jonah really starting to cook. I believe he's got 12 points for the Soaring Falcons, trying to mount this comeback. It's going to be a quick timeout with 4 minutes left, 18-26 in favor of the Seagulls.
Hindi aabot ang data.
Worry, the only with Smart Power All 99. Hindi nabitin with 10 gig data plus only Facebook or TikTok and more. Load now.
Only projects, plans, play, game with Smart Only 5G. Valid for days. Tuloy, tuloy, tuloy. Simply reliable for only 85 pesos. With now.
And we are back to the action. It is the second quarter with 4 minutes left in the ball game, 18-26 in favor of the Tokai University. Coach Russ, what are you thinking so far? What can Adamson do to get back in this ball game?
Well, I think you just mentioned it before the break. There is a formula to this, and the more that they're able to move without the ball, penetrate the middle of the floor, get paint touches, there's going to be good things that happen on your offensive end. What they were doing earlier is just settling for shots, one pass and shot. Now, if they're able to really get, the ball reversed, I think they have a better chance of getting easy buckets.
So you see here, some hustle being shown by number 17, Sota Yokoyama. And as you said, I think Tokai has just really been playing with a lot of energy in this ball game. So maybe some rust being needed to shake off here by the Soaring Falcons.
Yeah, and that's expected. But these guys have played the game, for a while. They should be able to get themselves, loosened up and accustomed to how the game is being played relatively soon, or else this game will get away from them.
I agree. And you see there a beautiful shot there from Hiroto Watanabe with a turnaround. Here comes Todoroki, and Todoroki is really that main focal point in terms of pushing pace here for the Seagulls. Here comes Adamson with a counterattack. Let's see if they can capitalize. Pulls up for 3, and I do believe that's the first 3 for the Soaring Falcons, coming in the 2-minute mark of the second quarter from Lance Mangaron.
That was the first shot I've seen them shoot where the shooter was in halfway of a rhythm. It wasn't a forced shot. It wasn't like, do I shoot it or not? He just caught the ball and put the ball up. And, that is the kind of shots that are going to help you get back in this game.
So here comes Tokai University with another offensive rebound, coach. What's Adamson got to do to wake up in the rebounding department?
I think there's a lot of ball washing going on. And maybe that's maybe that's new guys getting used to the pace of a collegiate game. It's hard to say, but definitely they need to be, anticipating, not only boxing up, anticipating the ball coming off the rim and going and getting it.
I mean, that's a sign of a disciplined team. I think what Tokai has really shown us today is just those little details. When a shot goes up for them, all 5 players are attacking the rim looking to get that rebound. So Adamson's just got to be on full alert.
Yeah, and in a way, because of the way they play, they're like anticipating where the ball's landing, and they have a guy almost immediately in the area to scoop it up. That's like you said, that's alertness, that's anticipation, and that's for me, that's being able to compete. You got to, if you really want more scoring opportunities, have the ball more.
100%. So here comes Adamson. Mangaron setting things up. Gives it up to Erolon. Erolon's been a little quiet in this matchup. Like to see him get going here. Beautiful cut there from Mangaron.
There you go.
Oh, too open, but here comes to save the day is number 24, Mahathir Edding.
I think maybe Erolon's, disappearance from the scoring column where we see him so often, maybe that's a function of the fact that he's playing primary ball handler. Maybe at some point Adamson might make the adjustment to put him off the ball a little bit so he can look for his shot. If he gets going, then now you have a couple of options on the floor.
I agree, and you saw that last year with UE and the UAP season as well when John Abate or Abate started the season as a 1. And later on as the season went, Chris Gavina made the adjustment of putting him in at 2. His production went up. Obviously, UE didn't have the best season, but for John Abate, I think he had a really good campaign before he left for his professional career.
Yeah, and sometimes those things don't reveal themselves until, until you're forced to make an adjustment. And sometimes, like, you can see it right away, and it's okay. We need to make a change in the rotation or switch positions. That's why coaching is so hard. If it was easy, everybody would do it.
100%. It's a constant game of chess. And I think for Adamson here, really, what I'm expecting as we see Matt Erlon get on the board here, hopefully that gets him going, is I'd really want for them to see a step up in the primary scores. Obviously, we know Erlon could get a bucket, but Matthew Montebon last year, he had an okay season, but I would want him to step up in the scoring department because that's what Adamson needs. They need a go-to guy.
If you can have 3 guys on the floor that can get a bucket, especially on a short clock, I mean, that it gives you a lot of options, and the defense has to work hard to keep the ball out of those guys' hands. This is what the preseason is for. Let's hope that they can get to that place where they're, priming these guys, those 3, main guys to be threats on the floor every single possession.
100%. And here, now Adamson is starting to stack up some defensive momentum as well with 2 stops in a row. And just like that, it's a tied ball game with 27 seconds left in the second quarter.
Yes, that's the beauty of the game, right? Ebbs and flows. You go on a run, they go on a run. It's just a matter of who has the last run of the game. So, hopefully, Adamson will continue to push in the right direction.
Exactly. With that being said, we're going to take a quick break and we will be right back. And we are back to the action here. Now a tied ball game between the Battle of the Birds. It is currently 29 all with 27 seconds left. Now a little bit of a full court press being applied here by the Tokai University. Runs into a wall there. Now for three. No good. Here comes Tokai. Pushing pace.
Probably would have opted to run that clock down so that way Tokai doesn't have a lot of clock left to get a shot off.
See what they do here.
Oh,
Swing,
wow.
swing. Step back. No good. And that's going to be the first half of action. An exciting ball game here at the Adamson University. Correction, the current score is 25-29 in favor of the Tokai University. And we are going to be right back for the Pinoyliga Global Invitationals Cup.
Thank you very much. A big hand for the Adamson Pep Squad.
Hindi abot ang data. Nice!
Don't worry! The only with Smart Power All 99. Hindi nabitin with 10 gig data plus only Facebook or TikTok and more. Load now!
Only projects, plans, play, game! With Smart Only 5G, valid for 3 days. Tuloy, tuloy, tuloy. Simply reliable. For only 85 pesos. With Smart, load now!
Di abot ang data! GG bro! Don't worry! The only with Smart Power All 99. Hindi with 10 gig data to power your games plus only Facebook or only TikTok. Load now!
Kick Mobile. Download the Kick app, choose your number, activate the eSIM, and own the country's first ever customizable mobile experience. Stay first in line for network priority. Kick Mobile. Download now.
Taon ka nagtrabaho sa ibang, pero ngayon, ikaw na ang boss. Sineselebrate natin ang inyong retirement. At ngayon, ikaw na ang boss. New beginnings, new independence. Dahil ngayon, ikaw na ang boss. Kung ready ka na maging boss, ready ka nang kasama ang Shawarma Shack. Daan-daang franchisees across the country ang tagumpay sa pagiging boss. Through the Shawarma Shack franchise system, step by step kayong tutulungan. That's why Shawarma Shack is now the biggest shawarma chain in the country. Gusto namin tagumpay ka. Gusto namin ikaw na ang boss. Masaya ka bonding sa inyong tagumpay.
Simulan!
Di mo tayo makakabenta!
Yes!
Don't worry! The only with Smart's Power All 99. Hindi bitin ang benta with only TikTok or Facebook plus 10 gig data and more. Load now!
We started ang family business talaga namin. Talaga sari-sari store ang negosyo namin. So sa sari-sari store namin, meron kaming on the side na dress shop. Yan ang sabi ni Mama. Dress shop, hindi pa to sports. I mean, nagagawa lang kami, nagre-repair lang kami ng mga damit. From there, may pumunta sa kanyang friend or client na nagpagawa ng parang how many pieces of t-shirts. So from there, yung makina niya, kaya naman gawin yung shirt, doon na nag-start yung paggawa niya ng uniforms. Kung paano yung sinimulan ni Mama, siguro yun pa rin naman yung nararamdaman namin. Pero in a different perspective na. Talagang pag nanood ngayon tayo ng TV, when we watch different sports, kunyari nanood tayo ng basketball, makikita natin yung PBA. Pag nanood tayo ng volleyball, makikita natin yung LGR. Iba na yung pakiramdam na yung brand is overall, nakikita na lahat.
Hindi abot ang data. Nice!
Don't worry! The only with Smart Power All 99. Hindi nabitin with 10 gig data plus only Facebook or TikTok and more. Load now!
Only projects, plans, play, game! With Smart Only 5G, valid for 3 days. Tuloy, tuloy, tuloy. Simply reliable. For only 85 pesos. With Smart now!
only with Smart All 99. Hindi bitin with 10 gig data to power your games plus only Facebook or only TikTok. Load now.
Kick Mobile. Download the Kick app, choose your number, activate the eSIM, and own the country's first ever customizable mobile experience. Stay first in line for network priority. Kick Mobile. Download now.
Hindi aabot ang data. Nice!
Don't worry. The only with Smart Power All 99. Hindi na bitin with 10 gig data plus only Facebook or TikTok and more.
Only projects, plans, play, game. With Smart Only 5G, valid for 3 days. Tuloy, tuloy, tuloy. Simply reliable. For only 85 pesos. With Smart, load now.
Hindi aabot. Nice!
Don't worry. The only with Smart Power All 99. Hindi na bitin with 10 gig data plus only Facebook or TikTok and more. Load now.
Only projects, plans, play, game. With Smart Only 5G, valid for 3 days. Tuloy, tuloy, tuloy. Simply reliable. For only 85 pesos. With Smart, load now.
Di abot ang data. GG bro! Don't worry. The only with Smart Power All 99. Hindi bitin with 10 gig data to power your game.
And we are back live from the Adamson University for the second half of our second match of the doubleheader. My name is Martin Diaz, accompanied by Coach Russell Raipon. Score is 29-25 in favor of Tokai University. Here comes Tokai coming down the lane. It's going to stay Tokai ball. What do you think so far of this ball game, Coach?
Well, I think that, you know, for a team that's trying to find themselves, it's nice that we were able to see them make a run towards the end of the second quarter to find some rhythm both on offense and defense. So let's hope they took those lessons learned in that first half and are able to apply it now.
How important is the halftime break for teams as a coach?
I mean, like, you really have to think about whether or not all the adjustments you want to make are absorbed by a team in like 10 minutes. If you look at like a typical game at this level, 10 or 15-minute halftime, you know, the coaches are talking for 5 minutes, and then you have maybe 5 minutes or so that you want to just like quick bullet points, and then give them 5 minutes to get back on the floor and just to get warmer for the next half. So it's if anything, you want to if you're not going to give corrections and adjustments, re-emphasize with your team what you want them to do, calm them down if they're a little bit overexcited, and just get them to a place where, I always say the first 3 minutes of the third quarter are the most important in the entire game. If you can build momentum there, it can push you either if you're behind or it can extend the lead. So, you really want to come out of that halftime playing at your best.
That's a great point. You notice a lot where a lot of teams struggle with the third quarter production. Even on the national level, we've seen Gilas struggle with that third quarter. What is it about the third quarter that makes it so special? As we see a shot there from Mustafa Mbaye.
Well, I think when you look at the third quarter, it's so pivotal because it's a reset. Regardless if you're down or ahead, it's a reset in your energy. Both teams have had a chance to sort of analyze the game, take it in, like what worked well in the first half, what didn't. And it's important because if you can make the right adjustments, in halftime, that first 3 minutes you can put it this way. In 3 minutes, there can be maybe 5-6 possessions per team. Imagine if you get stops on like 3/4 of those or 2/3. So you get 4 extra possessions.
Completely swing the game.
Swings the game. And then if you score in half of those, so you really you don't want them to be tense. You want them to play. You want them to play according to who they are. But definitely, you need to assert yourself in that beginning of the third quarter.
Exactly. And with that being said, it seems like Tokai had a productive halftime because they started with a stop and a score there from Chidima Nakagawa. Here comes Adamson looking to respond, lead back up to 8 points. Little under 8 minutes left. Erelon trying to heat up here. Still no good. And to your point, Coach, you talk about mid-season form. That is a real thing. When you play your first game, sometimes it's just the rhythm that you're struggling to find. And it seems like Adamson is a little out of rhythm here.
Well, you figure if it's just been purely training for these guys, they've been going at each other for how many weeks, how many months, that can get old, that can get stale. And then now you're having to adjust to a whole new set of players, a whole new style. That could take a while. But again, that's really what this training season is for. This is for you to experiment a little, experiment with combos, experiment with what types of ways you want to play, what works for different groups. There might be a group with great guards, then you're going to be opening up the floor and trying to drive. If you have a big and another rotation, you're going to try to pound the ball inside.
Right.
It just you just want to. You want to start pinpointing those things. That way you can work on them in practice.
Exactly. And that's why, again, the beauty of the preseason leagues. So here comes Tokai setting things up. Number 10, Rooni, giving it up. Getting it back. It seems like he's a real primary ball handler for this group.
If you look at what's happening to him, he's never out of control. And I don't know if it's a pressure thing in terms of they're not putting enough pressure on him, but he's always eyes up, seeing the floor and looking for the scoring opportunity.
And with that being said, another tough bucket there from Shunya Naoi. And again, it goes back to just how Tokai attacks it. Okay, there was going to be a foul on the floor, but every time they get into that low post action, you can expect that there's going to be a 45-degree cut coming somewhere.
Oh, my goodness, yes.
So here comes... Oh, beautiful high-low there. It's just they're constantly looking for the advantages, I feel.
What's the one thing that you notice as a trainer, Martin, when you're working with kids? As soon as they catch the ball, they put the ball on the floor.
Put the
ball on the floor. All right. So what do the guys from Tokai do when they catch?
They go eyes up every time.
Eyes up. They're looking at the rim, looking at options, and that's why their shots are so much easier.
100% there. As you see Barcelona getting on the board here, pleading a case here for Adamson. Here comes Mbaya Mustafa. Can't get it to fall. But again, it's those little details. The runouts, looking up at the basket, looking for their teammates, the 45-degree cuts. It's all these little details. And again, it's reference for us.
Mm-hmm.
to see what we need to work on, what we need to improve on. I might have to start working on it with my kids as well.
There you go. There you go.
So we're learning from it all, and again, it goes back to just having the blessing of the opportunity to get these guys to come in,
Yeah,
and go
absolutely.
against them. So Mbaya Mustafa hits the first. Let me turn it over now to our courtside reporter Lian for a quick report.
Mga Kaliga, classic Japanese basketball. This is what the Tokai University Seagulls coaching staff shared when they were asked on what basketball should we expect coming into this game. And so far, they are proving why, number one, they are one of the top teams in Japan, and two, why Japan is continuously rising in the basketball scene globally. Now, in the second half, composure will be the question for the Seagulls as they try to close this game out. All from courtside, Martin and Coach Russell.
Thank you for that report, Lian. Classic Japanese basketball. So I guess with that being said, and here we see another shot here. Now this time from Ojarikre, imposing himself inside. I think we've always gotten to be known in terms of the Philippine landscape of basketball as like, the dirty, physical type of play. What do you see ourselves growing into in the next 5 to 10 years in terms of our landscape?
That is a very great and a very loaded question. When I think about the game, and interestingly enough, I had this conversation with Coach Jong Yuchiko a couple days ago. You have to really think about whether or not the style of play fits the players we have. So you then, if it doesn't, then you have to look at the adjustment. Do we change our style or to fit the players that we have, or do we have to work harder to make however style we're playing, make it fit
more efficient?
make it fit who we are. Now, I mean, there's a lot of different answers, but as far as it goes with regards to like the dirty physical play, it's. I'll put it this way, Martin. You only do that stuff if you're reinforced for it.
Yes,
right?
for sure.
So if no one's correcting you or that's what people want to see, you're just going to do it more. But is that style of play really? I mean, well, you look at when EASL comes to town, right?
Exactly.
And they're playing our PBA teams. Which style of play is more efficient?
100%. And I totally agree with that. As we see some back-to-back shots here from Sota Yokoyama. And here a slick play there from Matthew Edding. And to your point, I agree. I do think that unless we are correcting, then obviously it feels reinforced from the players, then that just keeps on carrying on. But I do believe that our players are a lot more skilled than we think, and I think that if we just gave a little bit more room for that to flourish, that we could compete on a global level.
Oh, I totally agree with that. I think that there's a lot to be said about the level of skill that we have. But the question is, for me, this is all a coach's thing. This is not necessarily a player deal. Like, what are we going to tell players are the most important things about the game that are going to help us be successful?
For sure.
Right? If you look at the game now, and this is not an indictment on the game, the culture, or whatever, but everybody wants to win. Everybody wants to win. Everyone wants to be successful. There's a lot of personal and monetary benefit to being a winner. But at the end of the day, you look at the development of the game over time, how much is the win at all costs or win first? How much is that? And a lot of people believe this. How much is that really contributing to the development, the true development of the game? And, to be honest, and I know people will disagree, but for me, the Filipino fans deserve better.
Yes.
They deserve more. Our players deserve more from their coaches.
For sure.
It's
an uphill battle.
It's an uphill battle, and it's the entire community, all the stakeholders need to be a part of it. Need to be a part of maybe giving a little in order to get something later. Short-term gain for long-term success.
I agree with that. I think if we can shift our focus, and I think it is happening, obviously, with coaches like you, Coach Stab, people who are coming in from different cultures. As we see another three here, the game is moving. As we see here, also we're getting pushed by the Tokai University, and that's another three by number 17, Sota Yokoyama. We're having a little bit of a shootout here as Ray Allen Torres goes for the heat check. No good, but there is number 25, Kenji Cañete. So now we're getting into a little bit of a flow. It's 46-42 or 40 in favor of the Tokai University, just 6-point lead. Now we're seeing Adamson push pace a little bit more.
Well, these are all energy injecting plays. An offensive rebound for a mid-range jumper, get a stop, get the ball in transition, and get a layup. I mean, those are things that it should get you going as a competitor. And now you know that you can be successful if you just do the little things well. And now you just can't have a short-term memory. You got to be able to remember those things.
Exactly, as you see a beautiful backdoor cut there by Tokai University. Again, there's just ability to identify space is pretty elite, especially at this collegiate level. So here comes Ray Allen Torres, who's been a lot more aggressive in the second half.
Yeah, and I think that's okay. I mean, the offense has stalled at a certain level, so you're going to have to maybe manufacture a couple of hard contested buckets just to loosen things up, loosen the defense up.
And to your point, Adamson is looking a little bit more loose now as you see a three from AJ Fransman, who was struggling a little bit in that first half. So I guess that halftime talk, whatever Coach Nash said in that halftime must be working.
That's right. And, for me, AJ's a competitor, so he is going to compete and put his full effort into the minutes that he gets. And I'm hopefully now that he's hit a three, the defense will close out long on him. And now he can really get to the basket, maybe draw fouls and, get to the line.
I do feel like if we're able to somehow blend more movement, and I think that's why I'm happy with how, as you see a foul here in AJ Fransman, a little too overzealous there. With how the game is developing, I do think that if we were to go into more of a dribble drive offense, then you could see a little bit more of the natural ball handling skills that Filipinos have. But again, I think the biggest thing, the foundation has to just be overall as a country, if we can better our shooting percentage, it'll just, open things up because we love to handle the ball, but then you can handle as much as you want, but if there's no space, it means nothing.
Don't allow me to go down the rabbit hole of that, Martin. I mean, I would challenge anybody out there who's listening, who's watching, go take a look. Go online, go to the UAP stats website and look at the shooting percentages for every team at every game. Go online to Pinoyliga and check the shooting percentages for each of the games. Today, the Global Invitationals. It speaks for itself. You get teams, they're shooting a lot of threes, but they're shooting like maybe 30%. In the high school level, there's teams shooting 20%. There's college teams that are shooting 20%. So, how are you going to create an advantage if you can't create long closeouts, right? And the only way you do that is by shooting. You got to be able to make shots, perimeter shots.
And as you see here, nice little stop here, but it's going to stay with Tokai University. I think to that point, from a perspective of a skills trainer, I think we all look at shooting differently. I think right now we're in a cultural change where people are trying to search for answers. It's not for a lack of wanting to be a shooter. It's that now there's a curiosity people are looking at, like, what is the perfect form? I'll keep it simple from my perspective. What I think it is if you are wondering about your shot, you're probably not shooting enough.
Yes.
You can't tell me that if you're shooting, because now people are saying, like, there's too many people shooting 300. Show me the people who were shooting 300, 400 shots a day.
Correct.
Right? I think,
the
people,
percentages would bear it out.
Exactly. People love the skill work, but if the foundation isn't there with the volume, then it means nothing.
Yeah. No, a lot of people say that, getting into the gym, being the gym is like 9/10 of the solution. For me, you have to be working smart in the gym in order to make it mean anything. And so, the concept of like getting game shots in, working against a short clock in your practices or in your shooting, being able to be a 3-level score. All of that stuff, it just doesn't happen overnight. I mean, you know,
100%.
you're putting in a lot of hours. But guarantee you, at least for me, I've always been under the theory that if you can guard your position and you can shoot, you're gonna have a spot on any
Always.
team you ever try out for.
100%.
You know, handling the ball, passing, ball security. That's you need to do that. But man, if you put the ball in the bucket, especially for the perimeter, every team needs that.
Yes, 100%. So that is our challenge to our viewers. Viewers, can you put up shots on a consistent basis? And you will see your game flourish. As we see here, 18 seconds left. It's 52-46 in favor of the Tokai University. Tokai looking for the last shot here as they get into a set. Beautiful set here. Little step back here by number 60, Yusato. No good. Still a little bit of time on the clock. Last shot, and it's not in time. 52-46. A close ball game in favor of the Seagulls. We got 10 minutes of action left, so stay tuned, and we will be right back.
Hindi aabot ang data. Nice!
Don't worry. The Only with Smart Power All 99. Hindi na bit 10 gig data plus only Facebook or TikTok and more. Load now.
Only projects, plans, play, game. With Smart Only 5G. Valid days. Tuloy, tuloy, tuloy. Simply reliable. For only 85 pesos. With Smart, load now.
Welcome back to the action here. It is the final quarter in the second matchup of our doubleheader between the Battle of the Birds, the Adamson Soaring Falcons, and the Tokai University Seagulls. Again, my name is Martin Diaz. I am with Coach Russell Raipon. 6-point lead. I'm going to flip the question, Coach. What can Tokai University do to put this game away?
Well, I think they have to do a better job of keeping Adamson out of the paint. I think, the inside out is always a great way to play. And for a little bit there, because of maybe the missed shots and in transition, Tokai wasn't able to really control the floor with regards to keeping Adamson out of the paint. So I think that's one thing they have to do. And Adamson was good at rebounding, better at rebounding this quarter. They're going to have to get back to being a little bit more dominant on the rebounding end.
Not the way you want to start off a quarter. A steal here by Tokai University leads to an open three. That's no good. Mustafa with the rebound. It's going to stay Tokai ball. The pressure by Tokai University, especially on the inbound, has been quite impeccable today.
They create a vacuum, meaning that they're creating all these little open, not little, huge windows of space because they're cutting hard. It's not like, I tell my kids all the time, when you're cutting, even if it's like a 4-out-1 in and you're running dribble drive, if you're the opposite slot guy, you have to cut hard. That way the defense goes with you. That way your teammate has a driving lane. So for me, that's the one thing that Tokai has been great the entire game, is they bring defenders with them whenever they move the ball and they move players.
The gravity of each player, they take accountability to their own position, as we see AJ Fransman starting to heat up here. A little step back three, now cutting the deficit to just 3 with 9 minutes left. Here comes Tokai with the counter attack.
So here's the battle, Martin. One-on-one individual play versus team ball. I mean, and I love AJ, and he can hit that shot. But, he got it handled it and then shot it. I mean, there wasn't anything else to that action. So now, in this last quarter, who's going to win?
For sure, it's a contrast in styles. Not to say that anything is wrong, but again, you see here the way that we're trying to get our baskets. It's a lot of pullbacks, and again, this is what it leads to. Quick transition plays. So that's number 10, Kay Rooney, who's had a great game.
Great overall game.
Great ball control.
Oh, yes. The ball's, he's never sped up. His eyes are up. If you're a defender, you have to worry about the drive, you have to worry about the pass, and you have to worry about whether he's going to just pull up and shoot.
Exactly, as we see here, Ray Allen Torres as well. Ray Allen Torres, has heated up in the second half. I love it when he's aggressive. Let's see here. Now it's a 2-point lead. Here comes Rooney, giving it up. Now Tokai setting up a pick and roll. Goes into the slot. Pass it up to the corner. Oh, no dip three! Oh my goodness. Rooney showing a little bit of everything.
Oh my goodness. You got to love that.
No dip three is a tough one.
Oh, and then dwindling shot clock, and able to catch, the wherewithal to catch, know where he is on the floor and just let it go. That's good basketball.
And now Franzman with an ill-advised turnover. Again, it goes back to that point that you made in the first half. They're pressuring up in that half court, and now as they pick up the ball, they got nowhere to go, and they're facing the half court line. What do you do in that situation?
Well, I think sort of what we talked about earlier. What is the first thing that most guys do when they catch the ball? It's put the ball on the floor. The pass travels faster than the dribble. So if you're catching the ball, in a press break situation, or even just in any situation, either rim first. Either rim, you might be missing something, and if nothing's there, then by all means try to create. But a team, if you're behind, especially, you can't afford live ball turnovers.
Exactly. Not in the fourth quarter. As you see Shunya Naue feeding the big man Mbaya Mustafa for an easy bucket. Here comes Matty Erlon. No good. Ojariker with a rebound. Gives it up to AJ Franzman. Franzman with a heat check. And AJ Franzman says, "Get on my back. Let's mount this comeback." So 55-59 under the 7-minute mark. Rooney trying to set things up. Things are heating up here, Coach.
You gotta love it. You figure at some point that Coach Team is going to wake up and start making plays, and that's what we see here as the fourth quarter continues.
I felt like in the first half, there was a little bit of, for Adamson, when you're playing a team like this, sometimes there's this tendency to mirror the way that they're playing.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, we're trying to play their game. But as you mentioned, just being able to stick to your guns, play your game. And I feel like Adamson's waking up a little bit in the second half.
Well, what have they done? They are now starting to get rebounds so they can push. They're getting extra possessions and offensive rebounds to get shots. I mean, it's happened a lot of times this second half. So right now, if the rebounding battle's even, they should be able to really, make a push.
What a beautiful shot there from Rui Todoroki, just putting up enough height on that layup to get over the open hands of OJ Ojarikere. Here comes Ojarikere at the top of the key, looking for a teammate. Gives it up to Kenji. Kenji over to Matty Arelon. Now a strong drive by Edding, and he gives it up. Here comes number 1 to number 12, skying for the bucket. That's Shori Togaeri. You cannot give them any leeway.
No, not like that. That's just tough. They just ran the ball right down the middle third of the floor for an easy shot.
So how do you like? I see your face, Coach Russ. What do you think about that shot from AJ Franzman?
You know what? There's 5 minutes left. You're only down 8. I think you got to go for the easier shots first. The ones, uncontested like threes if you're going to get them, and if you can, get cuts to the basket.
And just like that, a 7-point swing. Now an 11-point lead. With that being said, let me pass the mic over to our courtside reporter, Lian, for a quick report.
Mga kaliga, from being down double digits in the first quarter, the offensive and defensive adjustments of the Falcons have proven to be effective as they were able to get close to Tokai. However, heading into the fourth, the Adamson coaching staff didn't focus on X's and O's. What they wanted was for the boys to find the motivation to play even better and the motivation to secure the win, especially in front of their own crowd. Now, let's see if they can officially make the comeback and successfully defend home ground. All from courtside, Martin and Coach Russell.
Thank you for that report, Lian. Let's break that down a little bit. So, Coach Nash asking them to find that motivation. For you, Coach, what are you looking for from Adamson?
I think that, especially at this point in the game, it's not necessarily about adjustments. You've made them already, and they've proven to work to some degree. Now it's a matter of, can you get that consistently in the last 5 minutes? When Adamson is not sped up and they're in a rhythm, they play good basketball. But if they feel like there's a crunch on them time-wise, or they feel like they have to get a shot up, then it becomes 1-on-5, and it's just hard to be successful that way. So for me, so what we talked about earlier, stick to what you do. Stick to what you do so you can get wide open shots.
There we go. And here comes Adamson trying to mount this comeback with 5 minutes left, just an 11-point lead. Jonah back in the game. Here comes Matt Erlon giving it up to AJ Fransman. Fransman back to Erlon. Erlon, long three, no good. Gets it back to Ray Allen Torres. Oh, that's too wide open. That's a layup. And Ray Allen Torres, as you mentioned, the wide open shots finding its way to Ray Allen Torres. Now back to an 8-point lead. Here comes Tokai University.
Maybe Adamson's best offense is offensive rebounding, right? Get the ball up, and then defense definitely has collapsed at that point because they're going for rebounds. Secure the ball, kick it out to a wide open guy, and they've proven to hit the shots.
For sure. And I do feel like the energy of Adamson is much better in this fourth quarter. Here comes, again, another opportunity to push pace. Ray Allen Torres slowing things down, trying to find Jonah. They give it up. Jonah, single coverage. Can he get it? Oh, good post hook. Oh, just can't get it to fall. Here comes Watanabe. Dumps it off. Gets it back. Now asks for a ball screen. Let's see what he does here. Gives it up to number 12, Togaeri. He can hit that. No good. Well, Adamson securing the rebound.
Well, you look at how far that shot was taken away from the basket. Yeah, definitely plays in the favor of Adamson to get the rebound, and now they convert.
Great shot there from Ray Allen Torres. And just like that, a 6-point lead for Tokai with 4 minutes left. A little bit of a close game here, Coach.
Those are the best kind. Right now, every possession matters, every shot matters. Not that it didn't earlier in the game, but now you have to dial in.
Most definitely. I do like it, to your point. I do like that Adamson is pushing pace. When they can get it from a drag screen, from any type of action rather than an isolation play, it just flows so much better. When it's a one and done isolation long two, maybe that's not the shot that they want.
Well, you got to think about it this way. If you're a ball handler and all you're seeing is a loaded box, a loaded paint, and the ball defender is doing a great job of keeping you in front, you have no choice. Give it up, go cut through, create some gravity, create some space, and then give someone else a chance to make a play. Because I would tell guys all the time, you give the ball up, you're probably in that same possession will get it back.
Coach, we might be kindred spirits.
It might be.
Because I feel the exact same way. You see a lot of players, especially here in the Philippines, they do the Kobe wave off and they're ready to cook. But a lot of the times there's a level of trust that if you give that ball up, it's going to find its way back to you.
And I always tell my teams, I'm not worried about your shot. I'm worried about the team shot. So even if you shoot it, it's not you. This is the team's shot. So you just have to, you have to be willing to be okay with that.
As you see there, a tough shot there from number 12, Shori Togaeri, who's having himself a ball game. As we see Tokai truly playing as a team here. Let's see if Adamson can rally together. You can see a foul there on Jonah. I do appreciate the effort of Precious Jonah. I feel like he's brought a lot of good energy to the floor.
One positive that I think Coach Nash and his staff can take away from this game is that Jonah has played hard the entire game. I don't think I really noticed him in terms of, like you said, a dip in energy or engagement. He's played the same. And adjusted accordingly. This for what 37 minutes, which is what you should want to see.
Here comes Matty Erlon with a pump fake to the shot. Tough shot there from Matty Erlon. Now it's 68-62. Let's see if Erlon can join the scoring party here. Oh, you got to match up on this guy. Here comes Roni. Oh, and a moving screen there from Sota Yokoyama. And the smile says it all. He's guilty.
Those especially the way that Tokai plays offense, those timing screens, those are the toughest ones
the
to set.
swing.
Yeah. So you just have to really be sure that if I'm receiving the screen, that my teammates is set first before I take
100%.
it. So
I mean, that's I think one of the most popular actions now, that little zoom action, the handoff to that top ball screen.
Yeah.
See a lot of PBA teams running it as well. Here comes a similar action here. Top ball screen to Erlon. Hey, check! Matty Erlon! I'm here, guys. Don't worry. 65-68, just 3 points in favor of Tokai. 2 minutes and 38 seconds left. Let's see what Tokai does here. Tokai, he says, I got it. Oh, in and out. Battle for the rebound. Here comes Ray Allen Torres pushing pace. This is where Adamson's so dangerous. Oh, what a move. Oh, just can't get it to fall. Good effort there, though.
What a lead pass. Wow. That ball didn't even hit the floor on the break.
The transition from defense to offense, a masterclass here by Tokai. And now number 12, Togeeri on the board again. Here comes Matty Erlon. Is it takeover time? Here comes Erlon. The whip pass to Jonah. Jonah loses it. And it's gonna go the other way. So in that possession, coach, what I usually like to have my big mans do is when they get the ball there, rather than turning and just going right away, it goes back to what you said, turning and just facing the rim first to see if that little short stab can be there.
Yes.
Maybe a little bump, because once you go and you step forward, if you have a little guard, you're done.
Yeah, you're not going to get that call. I mean, I think we talk a lot about like catching the ball under control and being on balance. Woo. Just like that. That's a shot on balance.
What a shot. Rui Todoroki says, let me silence the crowd. It is now 73-65. What a tough bucket here from Todoroki.
That was fast. In terms of, when I was looking at, there was like a 2-point game, right? Something like that. And I was thinking to myself, how is Tokai going to respond? Right? It hasn't been this close the entire game, and now it's a possession game. Last 3 minutes of the fourth, and they extend the lead to 8.
5-point swing.
5-point swing.
And in like 30 seconds. I mean, I think that's the beauty of when you're playing with pace too. I think we can learn a lot from it. And Coach Goldwyn does a good job of this. I feel like when you're playing with pace, there's less time to think. Yeah. So even if the gap is small, you lose the lead. When you're just constantly playing with pace, you're not even thinking. You're just thinking advantage.
Yeah.
So again, a props to I feel like we're learning on the fly here, where I'm learning so much about how these teams in Japan. And for those who don't know, Tokai University is a top 4 school in Japan. So we're really blessed to see this masterclass of transition.
This is a scenario where the style of play fits the skill set and the athletes, on that roster.
Yeah, for sure.
They're putting themselves in great position every possession to get a good shot.
Exactly.
You're not going to make all of them, but I mean, my goodness, you can run a break without putting the ball on the floor. That's pretty special.
And just the amount of shots that you're getting as well.
Oh yeah, for
amount
sure.
Of volume. So let's see how Adamson responds here. Ray Allen Torres. Oh, a little bit of an ill-advised pass. Falls into the hands of Todoroki. And that might be the nail in the coffin.
Could be. It's hard. You still got a minute 20, but you're going to have to do some magician's work in order to get enough possessions, even if you score, to get back in this game.
And let's see. I don't know if that's a shot that you want. But here comes Tokai. Again, you see the contrast in styles here. It just seems simple for Tokai.
Yeah, yeah. It's like we talked about earlier, mid-season form. I mean, they just know exactly where each other is. They have that court mapping down to a T, and you know, good defense. Actually, if you look at that, because they shot the ball from so far away, but in a sense, it's a throwaway possession. We're hoping that Adamson, in this first game of their preseason, you know, uh, journey, that they're able to take what they've learned and really build on it.
100%. As you see here, the Buffalo Wings and Things defensive play of the game. A good stop and score there by the Tokai University. And again, I think this goes back to the point of, I actually do believe that the Filipino style of play could adapt a little bit of this. And to your point, like, it has to fit the style of play of the players individually. And I think that we could thrive at this style of play, but definitely it's gonna take some adaptation.
Well, I mean, we really have to, have a larger discussion amongst, the major stakeholders of this game. How are we going to teach the game? And can you teach the game in a certain way, with a certain style, that will allow you in like 2 weeks, if you need to put a team together, that team has already done all the groundwork. So that way, all you're doing is mixing and matching in a sense, and working out rotations and working out specialty stuff. But that's the magic, if you use it correctly, of grassroots.
For
Getting
sure.
everybody on the same page. Let's pick a style of play that fits our. We might have to make adjustments too as players and how we train, but yeah, let's put ourselves in the best position to be
For sure.
successful.
For sure. And I think, again, it goes back to, at least at this point of Philippine basketball, we're able to compete against international teams. It was a good game. We have a couple of players who are leading the charge internationally, the likes of the Ravenas, the players in the KBL, Justin Gutang, the list goes on. So slowly but surely, I do feel like we're making strides. So it starts with these conversations, and hopefully we can continue to push. And with that being said, it looks like this is going to be the end of this story. 66 to 75 in favor of Tokai. What are your key takeaways from this game, Coach?
This, when we look at this game, you're looking at the potential of what can be for Adamson in terms of their rotation and their roster, and you're looking at the basketball community being treated to a great game that has a lot of lessons to be learned. For me, kudos again, like you said, to Sir Benny and Pinoyliga for providing this platform. For Filipino teams to play against teams from abroad. The only way this makes a difference for me, Martin, is if we learn how to adjust. And I think, we have some really smart coaches. We have some really good players. We have a lot of kids on, that have potential. Let's, like I said, put them in the best position to play at their best.
For sure. And with that being said, again, thank you to everyone who started tuning in. It's the Pinoyliga Global Invitationals Cup. This is the final game. The final score is 75 to 66 in favor of the Tokai University Seagulls in the Battle of the Birds. My name is Martin Diaz. I'm with Coach Russell Raipon. Thank you very much.
in our wandering far or near, will spread thy fame. We deem thy portals hallowed, true wisdom we have followed. In every climb our loyal hearts will never fail. Through changeless time, dear Adamson, you hail. Fake now thy honor high, Tabu and by. Lift our voices to the sky with raging might. Each noble son and daughter from thee will never falter. Through every art to keep us faithful, strong and pure. God grant us power to make our triumph sure.
Thank you very much. Our best player of the game with 12 points, 4 rebounds, 5 assists, and 3 steals. Number 2, Rui Todoroki. And now, ladies and gentlemen, may we call in Sir Benny Benitez to take the center stage for the photo op and awarding of the Big Dance Trophy 2025. Hello.
Yung last bibigay na namin.
As you all know, mga kaliga, the Adamson Soaring Falcons are our defending champions for the Pinoyliga, the Big Dance Season 2. It took us a while para maibalik sa kanila yung actual perpetual trophy that they get to enjoy until our Season 3 opening of the Pinoyliga Big Dance, which is this September. So again, we'd like to award this trophy, of course, Father Aldrin, this trophy from a commissioned artwork from artist Cameron Castrillo na iti-defend nyo, Father, sa September. All right, congratulations, Father.
Oh, sige, we are accepting and it will stay here for the next 10 years sa Adamson. Hindi namin bibitawan. Okay.
Thank you, Father. Thank you very much. Father.
Adamson, sorry, Falcons.
Thank you, Father. Medyo mabigat to, ah. Okay. Gisenda naman. Konting kalawang, pero alam mo naman. Yung bang makita niya lang.
Mga kaliga, I am now here with our best player of the game, Todoroki Rui of the Tokai University Seagulls, and of course his teammate who will translate it for us. So, Todoroki Rui, I just want to ask, this game you had it big, you had a big lead in the first quarter, but then Adamson came back and tried knocking at your door. What was going through your minds heading into that fourth quarter?
ルイさんに、いろいろ、前半はいろいろあったんですけど、4ピリ目が始まった時の頭の思考はどういう感じでしたか？
そうですね。やっぱ、前半と3ピリで結構ターンオーバーが続いたんで、4ピリはしっかり自分で点取りに行こうというふうに決めてました。
In the first, second, and third quarter, we had a lot of turnovers. So when going into the fourth quarter, we have to, by all of us as a team, we have to make our turnovers less and fight as a team.
Now, heading into your next game tomorrow, what do you think will be the adjustments that you guys have to make?
明日の試合に向けてどのような準備をした方がいいか。
明日もタフなゲームになると思うんで、しっかり今日しっかりケアして、明日万全な準備してやって臨もうと思います。
We think tomorrow's game is going to be a really tough game, so we have to be mentally and physically focused.
Now, if there is someone you would like to greet or shout out in our live. Greet or shout out in our live.
Read?
Greet or shout out in our live.
Oh, read.
Greet. Greet.
Greet. Oh, yeah. なんて言えばいいんですか？挨拶をよろしくお願いしますっていう。
どういう挨拶？東海や日本とか。応援してくれてるファンに明日もしっかり勝ち切るので、配信での応援よろしくお願いします。
We are determined to win tomorrow, so everyone watching, thank you for your support, and we'll try our best next game.
Thank you again. That is our best player of the game. Now, thank you for watching today's games, mga kalika. Thank you. Thank you so much.
worry. The Only with Smart Power All 99. Hindi nabitin with 10 gig data plus only Facebook or TikTok and more. Load now.
Only projects, plans, play, games. With Smart Only 5G, valid for 3 days. Tuloy, tuloy, tuloy. Simply reliable for only 85 pesos. With Smart, load now.
Di abot ang data! GG bro! Don't worry. The Only with Smart Power All 99. Hindi bitin with 10 gig data to power your games plus only TikTok. Now.
Kick Mobile. Download the Kick app. Choose your number. Active eSIM and own the country's first ever customizable mobile experience. Stay first in line for network priority. Kick Mobile. Download now.
ka nagtrabaho sa ibang bansa, pero ngayon, ikaw na ang boss. Sineselebrate natin ang inyong retirement at ngayon, ikaw na ang boss. New beginnings, new endings. Dahil ngayon, ikaw na ang boss. Kung ready ka na maging boss, ready ka nang kasama ang Shawarma Shack. Daan-daang franchise across the country ang tagumpay sa pagiging boss. Through the Shawarma Shack franchising system, step by step namin kayong tutulungan. That's why Shawarma Shack is now the biggest shawarma chain in the country. Gusto namin tagumpay ka. Gusto namin, ikaw na ang boss. Masaya ka bonding sa inyong tagumpay.
Hindi umuulan!
Di mo tayo makakabenta na!
Yes!
Don't worry! The Only with Small 99. Hindi bitin ang benta with only TikTok or Facebook plus 10 gig data and more. Load now!
We started ang family business talaga namin. Talaga sari-sari store ang negosyo namin. So sa sari-sari store namin, same building, meron kaming on the side na dress shop. Yan ang sabi ni Mama. Dress shop, hindi pa to sports. I mean, nagagawa lang kami, nagre-repair lang kami ng damit. From there, may pumunta sa kanyang friend or client na nagpagawa. Parang how many pieces of t-shirts. So from there, yung makina niya, kaya naman gawin yung shirt, doon na nag-start yung paggawa niya ng uniforms. Kung paano yung sinimulan ni Mama, siguro yun pa rin naman yung nararamdaman namin. Pero in a different perspective na. Talagang pag nanood ngayon tayo ng TV, when we watch yung different sports, kunyari nanood tayo ng basketball, makikita natin yung PBA. Pag nanood tayo ng volleyball, makikita natin yung LGR. Iba na yung pakiramdam na yung brand is overall, nakikita na lahat.